Okay, y'all, let's get immediately into this because by the end of this final season, at least two people are going to be on this wall. I'm talking Aunt Lydia and Serena might be side by side on the wall, but let's get into it.
Only apply that. Get it, don't be timid when you ain't apply that. Love a bone, give along, need it. I don't want no trip, baby, spend like
My name is Ashley, and this is My Sweet Perspective, where I give my take on all things TV and movie related, and I am here to put you on, okay? Of season 6 of The Handmaid's Tale, entitled Exodus, and it was exactly that, honey. This was deliverance. Do you hear me? Deliver us, deliver us. Okay, so we know that as the last episode ended, Rita was going to be baking the cake that was going to put everybody to sleep. And June and Moira were going to infiltrate the handmaids. We were going to go to the wedding, and then we were going to have our purge experience. Okay. I will say this episode opened up really long. You know, they want to be theatrical, artsy, and give us all of the red. And, you know, we used to wear clothes to show the world who we are. And then we came here and we were made to wear clothes that were, you know, whatever. Get to the meat of it all. For me, get to the meat. So the plan is we have blades, we have bonnets, we have cake. All right. That's what it's going to be. I will say, love the synchronicity of all of this. Love the infiltration of June and Moira. Loved how Auntie Phoebe was with the ish. You know what I mean? Loved every single thing about that. So we get to the wedding. Handmaids are in line. We have our blades and our bonnets, like I said. And we discover that Pastor Nick is officiating the service for his father-in-law. I'll be doggone. So we're there, we're getting ready, and one of these damn handmaids has the nerve to drop a blade. The way I wanted to throw her out of that building, the way I wanted to slap her in the face, because we would never ruin this moment. We've been waiting 6 seasons for this type of retribution. You dropping a blade, I'm not going to let you ruin this for me. All right. I'm not going to let you ruin this for me. So Nick is up there, you know, ready with Wharton, and Serena comes walking with this really ugly, long trained, modeling, super modest, you know, whatever they have to wear in the Gilead of it all. In complete joy, literally, about marrying a man that she has no idea who he is. She doesn't know this man. She doesn't know this man from a can of paint, and I've said it once, I'll say it again. We all knew Wharton was going to be diabolical, but I still don't think, even after watching this entire episode, that we are fully tapped in to the level of depravity by which he operates and moves about in this world. We haven't seen it. This is the tip of the iceberg, honey, but we will get all into that. So she's elated, and honestly, y'all, I wish her nothing but the worst. I wish her nothing but the worst. I wish her nothing but the worst. Serena Joy still doesn't get it, even though, you know, she's giving deference to the handmaids, and even in her little speech to them, there's this lack of accountability. There's this air of superiority that's just going to be forever in Serena Joy. There's no flushing that out of her. You know what I mean? So again, back to our handmaids, the synchronicity of the cake slide and the bonnet retrieval, chef's kiss. Auntie Phoebe is having too good a time. All right. She says, greet your sisters. Greet your sisters. Greet your sisters. So we know we have our Mayday people who have infiltrated, and then we have the women from the Red Center. So again, Phoebe's getting her entire life. She kind of gives almost like she's getting off on the bloodshed, like she has bloodlust. That's what it's kind of giving. And I like that for us. Serena, you know, is making her rounds. She talks to Lawrence. Why do you look so nervous? And I'm like, girl, stay in your lane. Don't question Lawrence. He's already on edge, honey. They're trying to put him on the wall. Leave this man alone and go be about your business. So she leaves him and she says, let me go visit my most important guest. And I was like, Serena, who are you talking about? Of course, she's talking about the handmaids. She wants to go over there to them and let them know how valued and how important they are, and how their sacred sacrifice means so much to the community, and how she has bigger plans for them. And that she wants to do a picture where their faces are uncovered so they know that they're special and they know who they are. And then she goes into this whole bitter diatribe about how she had a handmaid once and she could have been kinder, but the handmaid could have been kinder to her. Ho, be for real. Ho, is you cool? That's what you got out of that, and how she and June are friends. You know, that they were equal in vengeance and spite. Serena, Joy, go directly to the hot place. Go directly there. And June is just looking like, girl, be for real. Then Rita comes up and is like, okay, time to celebrate, time to cut the cake. And, you know, Serena is like, well, tell the handmaids your experience. You know, you set a goal and you go after it. Keep your eyes on the prize, ladies. I was like, T. I was like, let them know, Auntie Rita. Let them know. This is a very terrible wedding cake, y'all. I can't lie. This is a very terrible, ostentatious, coral reddish color wedding cake. Diabolical work. Rita, and I know it meant something for, you know, blessed be the fruit and all that, but it was awful looking. But we know that the cake has been drugged with a mild, what appears to be a mild sedative, basically kind of like just a sleep agent, right? So Auntie activates the handmaids at this point and basically is like, you go to the Red Center, y'all do what you got to do, and we'll meet all back at the Red Center after all is said and done. On the way out, though. On their way out, Aunt Lydia brings her tale. And I want to know, why are you not in D.C.? Lawrence sent you on a mission to present a case, but you had to make it back to this wedding. You had to be there, Aunt Lydia. Can't you ever do anything right, or that we need you to? And so, of course, she instantly just senses June's presence in the atmosphere and tells Lawrence, June's here. He says, you're crazy. June is in Alaska. Alaska? Alaska. Yes, Aunt Lydia, damn it. Alaska. All right, take it and go do something with it. But you know, Lydia can't let it go. She's gonna fester with it. She's gonna sit with it because she saw what she saw. She felt what she felt. The wedding's over. Reception is done. They've had their dances. You know, they've been in all of the love and gazed into each other's eyes. Now it's time to go back to Commander Wharton's estate. We open the door. Guess who's kneeled down in the study of Gabriel, the handmaid? Serena, like, what? Say what now? He said, yeah, you know, you want a big family. We want to be fruitful and multiply. She says, I'm fertile, but we want a bigger family. So, you know, under his eye, Serena Joy says, no, I'm not about to do this with you. I can do this. She runs over to the handmaid of Gabriel. What's your real name? The girl says, Christina. Christina, pack your bags and get out of here. Run for the hills. Run, Forrest, run. And Wharton's like, of Gabriel, go to your room. Just chill out. Let me talk to my wife. I've made concessions for you. I've compromised with you, Serena Joy, but I will not disobey God. Serena Joy is like, listen, get me out of here. This is not what I want. This is not the life for me. And he says, oh, hold on. You deceived me. I said, oh, there goes the problem. Serena's going to be on that wall, y'all. And maybe the baby. I don't know. They seem to respect the babies. He's going to blackmail her, bribe her, beat her, do something. But she says, you know, y'all did all that. Y'all took my finger. You did all of these things. I thought you were different. But at the end of the day, I survived that and I'll survive you. He said, I don't need to be survived. I'm a good man. I'm a good husband. And you're going to love me. She says, no, let me out of here. He gets security. No. She goes and gets the baby. And he can't handle it. He's starting to shake. He's so mad. He finally says to his man at the door, step aside. But Serena, where are you going? You're married to the highest commander of the land. Serena, you can't be this shocked, girl. You can't be this shocked. She says, I'll survive you. I think that's indicative of her end. I definitely think that was a moment of foreshadowing. I do not think she's going to survive Commander Wharton. I don't think we've ever experienced anything like him. I don't think Serena Joy has experienced anything like him. And like I said, I still wish her nothing but the worst. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, at the wedding hall, Aunt Lydia is there. And she wants to know, is this where the handmaids were sitting? She goes over there, snooping, sees the cake. She's like, oh, something's wrong. Let me go back to the Red Center and find my girls because something's wrong. Something's wrong. And now the handmaids are fully locked and loaded in purge night. They are walking down the street with a united purpose. But this isn't the start because a lot of them go back to the Red Center. Aunt Lydia is a full mess. I got to check on the girls. Something's going wrong. Phoebe, take me to them. She's trying to run interference. Auntie Phoebe was going to take Aunt Lydia out. I was here for it until one of the soldiers came up and was right there when we don't need her. Exposure. Lydia's hip to what's going on. It's all out and about. Meanwhile, June gets the most satisfying kill of the season so far, and that is her shanking Belle in the eye. Loved everything about it. Because it's the fact that he's so dumb. He's getting the call, letting him know everything that's just happened, unbeknownst to him. And he sees June, and he's like, okay, June. But he doesn't even have the sense enough to be scared. And the next thing he knows, the knife is in his eye, and he's done. We reunited with Captain Jane Sparrow, who's like, you came for me. You came for me. And, I love it. Back at the Red Center, Lydia's still at it. Moira stands up and is like, listen, you know what you did. Who are you? And does Aunt Lydia have dementia in the show? You guys let me know in the comments below, because something's going on. Something's amuck with her memory, because you'd remember Moira. I'm sorry. You'd remember her. It hasn't been that long ago. She was memorable. She was exiled. All of the things. You know her. Or do you? Are you slipping, sis? And she's like, you work with June. Where's June? June magically appears after her quest and confronts Lydia with Lydia. And this, the best kill was Belle, but I really enjoyed the conversation where Lydia has to face Lydia and all of the atrocities that she's put this woman through under the guise of her faith and this being the right thing to do. It was so poignant. It was so moving. And eventually we see after Captain Jane comes in there and is like, you delivered me to harm, Aunt Lydia. And Aunt Lydia and Captain Jane embrace, and it's all of the things that we've said and hasn't said, but you gave us to them and they harmed us. You led sheep to the slaughter, and now you have to deal with that. And we see her groveling and crying out to the Lord on the floor after the handmaids all, get away, because she lets them go. And she says, I'm sorry I hurt you, dear. And again, now the ladies get out, and Lydia is literally in sackcloth and ashes in the middle of the floor. And as they're embarking or disembarking, going out on their way to wreak havoc in the streets and let the blood pour, we hear kind of the narration, and it's like, and now we're an army. And this is when it all goes down, y'all. But what happens in the morning? That's what I want to know. What comes in the morning? Like I said, the two people I think are definitely going to be on the wall are Lydia and Serena Joy. But you guys drop it in the comments. Let me know. Let me know what you think. I know I've been hearing, whispers of the testaments and what that's going to look like. But you guys drop it in the comments. Let me know what you thought of episode 8, Exodus. This was a strong episode for me, guys. I really, really enjoyed this one. I think we could have gotten to the point a little bit faster. I didn't need all of the artistic moments in the beginning, but hey, it's par for the course and it didn't ruin anything. Let me know what you think. And if you haven't already, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all of the things, and I will see y'all in the next video. Thanks for watching.